Hey, what's up? It's Rio Wiley from Be Real Not Right, and today I was going to walk you through how I recorded a full vocal cover in about 3 hours. This kind of started when the band Cherie Amour posted that they were looking for a new vocalist, and I saw the announcement. I happened to be in the studio, and I learned the song and recorded the demo and got it done on the same day in literally under 3 hours. And so I wanted to make sure I showed you guys how I actually did that. And this isn't really a look at me, I should be in the band video. It's more like I saw a cool opportunity and I wanted to challenge myself. And I thought it could, be a cool way to show off how I do some vocal recording. And in fact, I do it in a very non-conventional way to get it done quickly. So we're going to take a look at that real quick. But the goal is never to make a perfect final mix. The goal was just to make a clean, exciting vocal demo that showed tone and energy and timing and performance. So I focused on speed, getting clear takes, and just kind of getting the best take possible. So here's the first thing is the instrumental, right? So in order to get the instrumental, I actually wasn't able to contact the band quickly within those 3 hours to get an instrumental version of their song. And so I had to go and buy the song and then roll it into the session. And then I was able to use a stem splitter to get the actual full stems of the song. So if you see right here, I actually have all the stems mapped out and I just kind of muted the vocals. I have the drums, I have the bass, I have the guitar, I have the piano. Pretty much everything's there. And so just hearing that, I was able to get the actual instrumental. So when you do that and you use stem splitter inside of Logic, it's not always going to get the most crystal pulls. Again, it's artificial stem splitting, but it was enough for me to be able to sing along to the song. And so the next thing that I really did was just kind of think about my vocal philosophy in approaching this. And my specific vocal philosophy is more around get the best take going in. I'm really big on making sure that you perform it right rather than spend hours trying to fix it later. And you can see in these takes that although I was punching in a lot of these takes, I was kind of making sure I learned the lyrics as I went. I made sure I got the best take each time, and a lot of it had some committing I had to do along the way. So that's a big part of just being ready as a singer and just being ready to sing is having a recording ready voice to be able to sing well the first time, not the 18,000th time. So let's take a listen to the main vocals that I was doing here. And I added a little bit of my own flair.
Yeah. Let's go. How could I have known? I was scared to be alone. I was stuck on my own, and you had the rope, so headed to my dream. I trusted and believed, flying blind I couldn't see where you were taking me, no. And I hope you know I've been tearing my hair out, trying to fix what's wrong. And it goes to show that you got a better deal.
So that was the first verse, and I'm not always like most traditional Logic users. I'm not necessarily routing everything properly like a textbook. Sometimes I'm chopping up vocals so fast that I'm only labeling what I need, and just using simple chains, balancing things out. If you look over here, this is kind of like my stock chain that I always use for just quickly tracking vocals. I'm using a Waves tuner, Shep's Omni channel, which is one of my favorite plugins to use as a before we get started into CLA, which I just put on everything. Everybody knows Rio uses CLA. I like the rock style voice. I really like that presence. Greg Wells, Voice Centric, I found this as a great supplement. Instead of just washing things in reverb and delay all the time, it just gave it a little bit more taste and flavor for a lead vocalist inside of a rock mix. And then, of course, some EQing, and we're also using a vocal writer, which I love. Vocal writers are helping make everything consistent and just easy fixes for the type of work that we're doing here. So my process is basically listen to the song, map out the sections, pull or create the instrumental, set it up in the Logic session quickly, record rough passes to learn the feel of everything, and then I'm punching in all these important lines, which you can see by the cutting. I'm just doing each line essentially and cutting my favorite parts. Sometimes I'll do 2 takes and I'll like the first half of one and the back half of another, and I'll smush them together. And this is just, again, comping the best moments, cleaning up the timing and breaths only where they're needed. And again, a simple vocal chain balancing it out. So as we get to the chorus, you can see I'm layering a lot more vocals in here. I had to use left, right. I have some dove vocals that are kind of a Rhea Wiley signature.
Wasn't about outside the dotted line, you were joking around. I'm
begging you release me. I'm begging you release me.
I know you guys are looking to hear the whole thing, so here we go. This is the chorus. I'm going to show you the thing in full.
You sold me on some shit that you wasn't about. Outside the dotted line, you were joking around. I'm begging you release me. Wasn't about I signed the dotted line. You were joking around. I'm begging you release me. I'm begging you release me.
So I even added some screams in there, which was kind of a fun little addition. You can see that if I layer out the screams and kind of the harmonies I was doing, it just creates this awesome little wall to back my main vocals. Because again, not knowing the song very well, I'm not the singer. I'm not the one who this song was written for, or the one who originally wrote this song, and so I'm trying to put my own flavor on it to show where I might fit.
I'm begging. I'm begging. Ooh.
So some of those yelling kind of false chord vocals are kind of cool to add in there. Again, it looks like a lot, but really, if you look at each thing as a, 30-second to a minute take, you can look at it all together as maybe 100 to 200 little chops, which ultimately adds up to under 3 hours, and that's without breaks. So, and then if you come down to the end, I added some ad libs and things like that too. We added some other backing vocals to the final chorus, which was really fun.
Hold me on some shit that you wasn't about. Outside the dotted line, you were joking around. I'm begging, please release me. Release me. You sold me on some shit that it wasn't about. You were joking around. I'm begging you release me.
So that was a really good song, really fun song to sing along to, and that's really what Be Real Not Right's about. It's not wanting to do everything perfect necessarily, but just making the thing, learning from the process, putting yourself in the room. So just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for sticking around for Be Real Not Right. We have so much more coming, along with a new album from Rhea Wiley. We have festivals, we have shows, we have new merch coming out. We cannot wait to show you guys. So thank you so much for sticking around and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do like and follow, and we'll catch you later. See ya.